Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Can everyone hear me in the back? Just want to make sure. Cool. Awesome. So, thanks for coming out. Welcome to the YetiZen Innovation Lab. I know most of you. How many of you are here for the first time? Ooh. Wow. Interesting topic for a lab. All right. So, real quickly, what we do here: open cold play for anyone in the game industry, which means come, get your laptop, pop it down, work during the day. That's what we do in the daytime. And in the evenings, we basically run events like this one. So this is one of our 3 times a month event, and we also have a bunch of other partner meetups, so lots and lots of events going on at YetiZen all the time. Today's event is very, very interesting and important to me because we have one of our accelerator companies, which is our second arm of YetiZen, speaking, called Grantoo. This is Dimitri from Grantoo. He's going to introduce himself and tell you a bit about what Grantoo does, as well as some things he's learned along the way in building Grantoo as a startup. Dimitri.
Can I have the mic?
Weren't you plugged in?
No, I'm like old school.
You're old school?
Good evening, everyone. How many of you actually have live games on any platform or planning to launch live games on mobile phone? A couple of folks. And how do you plan to make money? Is it through in-app purchases? Paid apps? Paid apps? Okay, good. Advertising? Nobody? Well, today is about advertising. All right, what problems will you be facing? Like everybody besides the 10 leaders in that space, people are struggling to acquire users for cheap. And that's because these 10 big or 10, 15 big companies will outbid you, and you don't have enough money to compete with those guys. Second problem, when you have the user, how do you keep them playing your game? People play 5 minutes per day and then change and play other games. So the only really way to make money in gaming is having them stay in your game. That's one lesson I've learned. And how to make money? I mean, as much as we love gaming, we need to eat at the end of the day. So how do you make money? That's the first question I raised today. And the question you should ask yourself if you want to survive in that industry. Solutions, paid apps. Paid apps are returning now as a model. I work with a company called Halfbrick, maker of Fruit Ninja and Jetpack Joyride. They just released a new game called Fish Out of the Water. 99 cents, they can afford to do that. Why? Because they're Halfbrick and they're featured in the App Store. Result number 3, grossing game after 1 week. You can also go the route of gambling. That's kind of popular these days, which is very difficult. A lot of frictions, not legal everywhere. And you're going to be basically on the evil side of the business. Brand advertising on mobile. So that is a massive opportunity. We're talking about a $10 billion opportunity. Doesn't work, right? You play games, you saw banner ads. It's very annoying. So we need to think about something else. Why doesn't it work? Well, because the way is, the medium that they're using right now, which is banner ads in the gameplay, not only is very annoying for the user, you will lose the user because he's annoyed, and even if he clicks on that ad, half of the time it's accidental. This is not, I'm sorry, this is not a joke, this is reality. More importantly, they will show you ads that are completely irrelevant. I played a game last week and they showed me 25 times the same ad about 1-800 flowers. And I love my wife very much, but I'm not going to buy 25 times. Coupon for flowers, man.
You buy it once though, then?
Yeah, I actually did.
Well.
But more importantly, don't distract the users. Our Pope, Steve Jobs, said, if you want to make money with apps, make them stay in the game. So, not only the brands are not interested in that solution, but you should not as well, as it is today. Why? Because you're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to make about a cent average revenue per daily active users with those banners. You are going to kill the user experience. And more importantly, a lot of these advertisements are promoting other games. So you're going to drive users into someone else's game, your competition essentially. So this is not a smart solution. In fact, if you take a look at this chart, only 10% of the money spent on advertisement on mobile comes from something else than mobile apps. Meaning, 9% of the money spent today are coming from your competition on your game. This is not smart at all. This is the opportunity. So people spend about 10% of their time on their mobile phone. Today, we're not monetizing that time very well with brand advertising. Not at all, exactly. As you can see, the little green on the right, we're making zero money right now. Here's the opportunity. $20 billion. $20 billion is the whole applications, right? Half of the apps today, half of the time spent on mobile is people playing games. Half of it in the US, 80% in Japan. So we're talking about a huge market that is completely untapped for the reason that I just told you. So I came up with a company about 2 years ago called Grantoo to solve that problem. To help brands reach that audience on mobile devices, help game developers monetize as they should, and add a little unique thing about it is help the world with mobile gaming. So our company is about mobile gaming for social good using brands' money. What does that mean? We partner mobile games with the biggest brands on the planet. We actually represent more than 360 Fortune 500 companies to this day. What we do, we give you guys an SDK for free that enables multiplayer functionalities and tournament structures. And we brand those tournaments with the biggest brands. So basically, advertisers are happy because now they're doing some advertisement that is actually relevant to the brand. And you guys are very happy because you get something for free, which is multiplayer social event, which will give you downloads for free, higher the retention and better the monetization. But more importantly, think about it as an event. So Coca-Cola is going to do a tournament on your game. And people have a very good reason to come and play your game. So these are the 6 things that we provide in one SDK. So with acquisition, the way it works is basically through social interactions. So I have friends on Facebook. I'm going to challenge them through the SDK on your game. Then now they have a very good reason not only to come, but to play. So these are high-value users to you guys. And you don't have to pay for it. Retention. The multiplayer and the events will make them stay more and more on your game. New revenue, we actually pay game developers each time we have a tournament on their game. About 15 cents a user per tournament. We'll talk about it a little later. Engagement. So far, the stats, the metrics that we can share with you guys is we increased time on app 3x. And this is really important because we don't say that we're going to replace a revenue model. This is an incremental revenue. This is an additional revenue for you guys. So if you make them stay longer in your game, chances are you're going to make way more money than you used to. And re-engagement. This is very unique. A lot of games have 10 million, 15 million installs, but 20K DAUs. So they have a huge pool of users that only has to be re-engaged. So we provide notifications as well in that, so that they can be reactivated and have a very good reason to come back and play. A lot of people also beat the game. So why would you come back on a game that you already, you're done with it? Well, now you have Coca-Cola that is throwing a tournament where you can earn money, basically. And do good. You're going to earn money and raise money for the charities of your choice or to pay for your tuition bills. I decided to launch this company because I was a student not too long ago, and I basically paid my way to college playing poker until George Bush voted a law against gambling online. I was a little screwed at that time, but I thought to myself, why can't I play poker on a table with, say, Pepsi in the middle, and they will pay for my tuition bills? Nothing existed, so I decided to launch this. I'm not good at creating games, so I'd rather partner with existing games, with an existing pool of users, and provide a set of tools for them that enables any game to do that pretty much. These are some of our customers. You know these guys for sure. We need to understand that any of these brands will spend $100 million next year on mobile. So you want to take a piece of it, you're more than welcome to. These guys are desperate to do mobile advertising. They have to do it, they just don't know how to do it. And we believe that we're providing a solution that is going beyond the banner. So, you guys have 3 problems. You need users, we provide you users that are high-value users. You need money, we give you money. You need engagement. That mechanism will create a lot of engagement on your game. So technically, if you take a game with 15 million downloads, we will double your revenue and increase time on app 3x. Not mentioning for the new games upcoming, the results are just outstanding. This is how we do our advertisement. So one thing that is very important is that we don't do any advertisement within the gameplay. Everything is branded lobby, you register for the tournament, you engage with the brand in a way that adds to the game experience rather than removes from it. So when they play the game, they only are entertained. They're not bothered with something that they didn't ask for. And this is why brands love this solution, because it's all about engagement. So again, this is it's a case study on a game called iBasket. You guys probably know this game. 15 million installs. The first week of the tournament increased to 300% in time. People are spending 12 minutes a day on this game. Today, when we first started, it's 270 seconds. Now it's 12 minutes. It's insane how many people can play basketball on a mobile phone. More importantly, you're just bringing more than entertainment. Your game can change the world, and you can make money out of it, and you can respect your users doing it. All that in one solution. So players love it, because now they can play your game for something they really care about, the charity they care about, or their tuition bills. Brands absolutely love it. They partner with a kid, they partner with a user to do something great. So you talk about engagement, this is like high-value engagement. And games love it because it's one solution that answers a lot of their problems at once. So we work with the very, very big games, but I prefer working with very small games and take it to the roof. This is my mission, basically. Working with the big games, how bigger can it be, 30 million monthly active users. Honestly, the new users will have to be on the moon. Like, there's only a certain amount of users. And we absolutely love doing this. This is just more than business. This is something that impacts people. When we started this company, the first week, we raised money to pay for 300 vaccines against cholera. So everybody say that mobile games can change the world. We're actually making it happening right now. So if you want a piece of it, you're more than welcome to. Everything is for free. And we have a lot of money to give you this year and even more next year. And we have a lot of users to share with you guys. So if any of you are launching a new game, I highly recommend you can only take a look at it. And if you have questions, anything, you're more than welcome to just call me or email me, whatever you want. That's it.
And I need another mic up here. Is there a second mic? All right, raise your hands. Okay, gentlemen over there.
How do you handle the revenue share through things like Facebook or the iOS or whatever? Because there's a whole piece that they take for in-app purchases and stuff like that.
So they don't take anything actually, because it's a contract between you and I. So we provide Facebook login for sure, but this has nothing to do with in-app purchases or something that any platform will be involved with.
Right.
This is between a game and us, and this is a contract. And we launch a tournament, we look at the analytics, 1,000 players came in, $150.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Okay. And then one more question, if that's okay. Does the game...
The guy behind you hates you right now, just so you know.
No, go ahead.
I'm kidding. Whatever.
So the game needs to be launched somewhere and residing somewhere in an SDK. That game ties into your service, and then you direct people to that game. Is that
Right. So you're going to take the SDK, it's very lightweight. Probably in a day you can launch it. You need to update the game. And then all of our users are part of the same community. So if you have a game with our SDK, I'm able to notify you to play another game on your game, for example.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, person right behind you.
So my question is just, I couldn't read the use case because it's kind of small. I didn't really get the use case. But like, does this only work for games that have sort of like a leaderboard type, type game where you're sort of trying to beat the other person's score? Or like, how does it actually integrate with the
Right.
tournament?
No, that's an excellent question, actually. We provide the leaderboards. So the type of game that work with us are any game with a score. As long as you have a score, you can use it. If it's the Zynga type of game or Clash of Clans, that doesn't work at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another question over there. Someone? All right, person on the left. Yep. And the hat.
Not want to have you involved in any of your inside business stuff, but the big thing for us, if we're coming to you, is that we're going to provide inventory for you to sell through the advertising dollars. What kind of commitments do you have from that board of that people you've got? What kind of money you've got kind of committed to this as a budget?
How much are the brands going to spend on brands?
Oh, okay. Right.
Not theoretically, but like what can you say to what you've actually got
Which
committed?
is a pretty good number if you can. That's it.
I cannot share exact numbers, but you're talking tens of millions of dollars. Yeah. But all I can guarantee you is 15 cents a user that enters the tournament. So you know exactly what to expect.
All right, person on my
Yeah, another question.
same guy with glasses.
So, how a lot of times with these branded events, like the problem is the frequency of them happening. Like how often can these things come around? It seems like a deal that you would take time to land with a partner and get it running. Like, is this something that you foresee happening on a continual basis, or just sort of like here's a high value campaign that's going to happen like once every 6 months or something?
Are you saying is it disruptive for the user because the user doesn't know how that
No.
or
I'm just saying, like, as a developer, with banner ads or something, you just always run them, right? And the problem is, even with banner ads, there's an
Right.
issue with, filling up how many ads you have. So it's inventory, basically. So, with these campaigns, like, how often can you actually land those deals with the brand?
So we are doing tournaments that could be daily tournaments or weekly tournaments. We pitch about 100 brands a month. So, some brands will like sports apps. If you fall into that category, you will be pitched 100 times a month. So technically, we are going to run between 4 and 10 tournaments on your game per month.
Okay. Actually, let's go up front here.
When you said we're going to run, you're basically going to say, okay, on this date, this time, we're going to send X number of players to your tournament to play. So you're going to get the players, you're going to send them to the app, and then execute out from there, right? So you have control over the app's availability.
We are a web-based SDK, so that gives us a lot of flexibility. So yes, I will send you users, but I also expect you guys to have users. And when we launch a tournament, for us, it's a flick of a switch. It's very, very easy to launch a tournament. In fact, we're doing it on a daily basis. So yes, to answer your question, we can send you users, but there is not a lot of friction actually when we want to launch a tournament. Not at all. We notify game developers, but we even can do it without having to do that.
I wonder why you need to notify me. I think the curiosity I would have is, how are you getting your users?
Right. So our users are basically coming from Facebook. pretty much. Like you have friends on Facebook that don't have the games that you're playing, right? But you can challenge it. Therefore, you will have to download the game. Right?
So guys, I just want to say he is burning up with a fever, but still here, and I think doing a pretty great job. So let's give him a hand. But I'm still taking more questions. Mark?
Right, so how many, what's the minimum DAU or MAU you need to launch a successful tournament? Or any tournament? What's the minimum?
4,000 DAUs.
4,000 DAUs?
Yeah. That's really low, like.
Yep.
But yeah, it could work. We look for 20,000 DAUs, but honestly, my goal is to get you there. My goal is to get you from 4 to 20 very quickly, to give you PR, to talk about your game, to make sure people understand that you're just more than a game. This is very, very important. If you limit yourself to a basketball game or something, you are going to live for a short period of time. If you're doing something just beyond all that, then you become very, very interesting. For the players and for the brands. Remember that the brands, it's a whole different world, guys. If they're doing one tournament on your game, they don't have either time or patience to find another game. If you guys are providing what they need, you're golden. They will always want to redo a tournament on your game. So for those who don't know this world, they have about 4 big campaigns per year, right? Every quarter they're basically setting up the advertisement budget. So you're doing 50K with them first quarter, next quarter they're happy to do $500,000. I mean, we're seeing this right now.
All right, one question over there.
I was just wondering if you go into some more specifics on what is a successful ad exposure? Like, is it based on the number of impressions or the length of time they spend in the game seeing that ad? Or?
Yeah, right. So we have 2 metrics, CPM, like regular stuff, and CPA, cost per action. So an action could be you redeem a coupon, you answer a survey question, you download an app, that kind of stuff, right? So the beauty of our model is that we go beyond the banner. When you register to a tournament, you're going to receive an email. This is what we call beyond the banner. So in the email, you can have a coupon, you can have an offer, they can have whatever the brand wants, pretty much. Not on your game. On your game, this is pollution. You don't want any pollution on your game.
Okay.
You want to make sure people are enjoying what they're doing, and not answering whatever on the game.
So this is a little awkward without knowing what the game is, but if I have a game, I'm most likely going to have some new users, some kind of middle users, and some really hardcore guys. Am I able to structure the competition of the tournament so that I've got appropriately matched skills, or how does that kind of flow?
Absolutely, we're doing this for the game, actually. It's not fair if you're an experienced player to playing as a beginner. There's no way that he's going to win, right? So that's why we let users challenge whoever they want. I mean, it's more fun to play against a friend than by yourself. That's just pure logic, right? And in fact, once you're going to get beaten by your friend, you're going to challenge someone that, will be easier for you. Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, any other questions? One last one. Come on, let's dump him. Let's really take advantage of the fact that he's sick. Nothing. You guys are so nice. All right.